Hey guys, this is Impact Hall of Famer Gail Kim, and you are watching the Countdown City WrestleCast.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. You told me to start, a-hole. I'm your host, JC. With me this week is Tommy.
What's up, guys?
Over here we got Tez. We're talking Crown Jewel, so these guys are playing video games for the culture.
Hashtag for the culture.
Hashtag for the culture.
Twitter accounts are hashtag, right? Our Twitter account's at CCG_WrestleCast, and subscribe to our Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. As promised, we are going to preview WWE Crown Jewel, which is why these guys are playing video games. But some big major thing has happened this week, I would like to say.
You can say that.
Yeah, there's a big major controversy surrounding a T-shirt that WWE had come up with for Jordan Myles that has since been taken down, but has caused a crazy firestorm of debate on the internets. And Tommy and Tez are joining me. I know that appears racist. It's really not. These guys have been on the show before. Thanks, Tez.
No problem.
Mike is not able to join us. He's got a crazy busy day at work tomorrow. He's got to get to bed early, but he did send me his notes. I got that here for that discussion, as my wife Tina also as well sent me some as well, and also pre-recorded her 1-minute warning. So when we get to that point of the show, I will be playing that, and it's pretty interesting, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's an interesting day for wrestling.
We will try and make this a fun show. I know there's some of this is going to be some serious topics. I'm going to say this right now. Whatever your thoughts are on Crown Jewel or for our discussion later, feel free to comment here. Please keep it a healthy discussion. I don't want to turn this into a freaking flame war, a race war, a troll, whatever. Keep politics out of it. Whatever your opinions are, let's respect everyone's opinion on it. But please, let's have an honest, smart opinion about things, okay? We'll start with Crown Jewel. You guys are going to play video games the whole time anyway.
Well, for Crown Jewel, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
20-minute battle royal. 20-man battle royal.
If only.
If only it went 20 minutes, right?
Oh, my God. That would actually be pretty good.
So the battle royal is going to decide who gets a U.S. title shot later in the night against AJ Styles. Now, for all of Crown Jewel's picks, Mike has told me same as JC because I honestly don't care.
In his defense, I understand.
Tina and I were actually on the same page. So in a way, all three of us, Tina, myself, and Mike, are picking Humberto Carrillo to win the battle royal and get a shot at AJ Styles.
Oh, yeah.
Tez and Tommy, do y'all have a pick?
One of the 20 will win this battle royale.
Actually, once you said that actually does make a lot of sense. I'll go with that.
Okay, he's going with that. And Tez, what about you?
I will toe the company line and pick that as well.
Okay. We were really trying to get through this.
Yeah, I think
I have nothing to say.
Yeah, right.
I really don't have anything to say.
Mansoor versus Cesaro. I was waiting. I was waiting for the sigh. Tina's picking Mansoor. I'm picking Mansoor because it's in Saudi Arabia. So by that, Mike is also picking Mansoor. You guys?
Mansoor.
Mansoor.
Okay, we're all
I've
picking
got
Mansoor.
nothing against him. It's just that
He's only appearing when they do the Saudi show. So twice a year. He works less than Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. But the fans don't hate him as much.
No.
Yeah.
If at all.
Because he doesn't have a world championship that he doesn't need.
Or holding hostage that we never see every week.
Which is why SmackDown's ratings are so low. Oh,
exactly. Yeah, you don't have the title on there. Whatever. I don't want to watch. What are they fighting for?
Who knows?
What are we fighting for?
We'll move on.
Nice.
Tag team turmoil match for the WWE World Cup. I wonder if Shane McMahon's going to find a way to insert this in here somewhere.
Sweet Jesus, I hope not.
He's actually going to replace Kurt Hawkins.
Okay. Join Zack Ryder. Good God.
I'm actually depressed because that actually could happen. That's the sad part.
And then we'll get Zack Ryder back over, and then they'll decimate him the next night.
The teams are the New Day, the Viking Raiders,
more.
Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, Hawkins and Ryder, or is it Shane and Ryder? We'll see. The Revival, the OC, Ziggler and Rude, and the B team. Tina has gone with Heavy Machinery. And hang on, let me get mine. Eeny, meeny, miny. No, I'm just kidding.
I was actually going to let you finish. I was like, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was going to close my eyes and this and lands on Bray Wyatt. Sure, Bray Wyatt wins. That's my pick.
I'm actually going to go with the Viking Raiders on this. So by default, Mike is going to join me on the Viking Raiders with that one.
Okay.
What about you guys?
What would cause the most stir?
I don't even know the format of this match. Is it a gauntlet? Is it like a bunch of bodies in the ring at once? What is going on?
Tag Team Turmoil, I recall them doing a bunch of these in the 90s, particularly like I think with King of the Ring 99 and SummerSlam 99, where it'd be 2 tag teams. Whoever gets, if one team gets eliminated, another team comes in, and they just keep doing it over and over again until there's a last team. So if you're the last team, you have the advantage.
So it's like a gauntlet, basically.
Pretty much. It's a tag team gauntlet match. But Tag Team Turmoil, TTT. There you go. Branding.
Yeah, so what are y'all picking then for this?
I'll say Revival. I don't know, man. This is a glorified episode of Raw,
and then
man.
They'll take the cuff to AEW.
Tess. What are you picking, Tess?
I don't know.
Tess is going eeny, meeny, miny, mo in his head right now.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Why not the OC?
The OC.
I thought that too, but I was like, at this point, it's like
all right,
6 in one hand, half a dozen of the other. This is like the one show I could not care less if I was wrong about every single thing we picked tonight.
And I barely watch Raw.
Matter of fact, that's what I should have done. I should have
Raw.
picked everything I think is going to lose so I can get 0 on this one.
I'm just looking forward to tomorrow when NWA Power airs. So
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget Impact. That's gonna be a major show.
Actually,
yes,
Actually,
yes.
that's
big
a good show.
Yes.
It's amazing how we're talking about every other show that's going to be great while we're talking about
Exactly.
Are we pumping up Impact?
Yes, we are. Even though this will be released after Impact airs, but yes.
What
Impact
timeline are we in right now?
It feels like 2005.
Yeah.
WWE is putting on a crappy pay-per-view, and Impact is doing really well. This feels like 2005.
This is
legitimately.
This is the strangest timeline.
Yes.
Braun Strowman versus Tyson
Damn it,
Fury.
Barry Allen. Oh,
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care. It's not going to be Tyson Fury.
Or is it?
God, I hope not.
The referee.
Nicholas.
God, if they get Nicholas in Saudi Arabia, that'd be crazy.
All
right, heads I go Strowman, tails I go Tyson Fury. Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails.
All right, I'm going Tyson Fury. Along with Tina, who also picked Tyson Fury. So myself and Mike are going with Tyson Fury.
I'll pick Braun. Who cares?
I'm picking Braun because I don't carry.
Right.
Well,
U.S. title. Because we all thought Humberto Carrillo was going to win. It's going to be challenging AJ Styles for the U.S. title. Tina's picking AJ Styles. I am going to go out on a limb and say Humberto Carrillo is going to win the title if he wins the Battle Royal. So myself, and yes, Mike, you are also picking Humberto Carrillo.
That's why the one pick is going to be like, I did not pick.
That's what happens when we ain't here, man.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Tess, what do you got?
I'm talking to you right now. I'm going to go with the POP, the Prince of Phenomenal.
All right. And Tommy.
AJ Styles.
All right.
That's actually the one good thing on any WWE show now is watching AJ Styles. It was like,
Mike, we got this, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they wait till Finn's going to NXT for Balor to go heel when they could have had perfect Bullet Club. Like, never mind.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm so mad about that.
Are you out of your mother brains area?
I'm headed there now. Let's make sure.
Okay, cool.
Can you?
Well, I'm gonna see if you actually do pretty good.
I'm not. I guarantee you right now.
$5 that says you die on your first try.
I'm probably going to.
All right.
I'm probably paying attention to this.
10-man tag team match. Team Hogan versus Team Flair. Tina's going with Team
Literally
Hogan.
couldn't care less.
Heads I go Hogan. Tails I go Flair. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's heads.
All right, I'm going with Team Hogan. Mike, you too. All right. Tommy Tez, what about you guys?
I'm cosplaying as Flair for Halloween, so I'm picking Flair.
All right. Tommy.
I'm more than likely wrong, but I refuse to bet against Shinsuke and Drew McIntyre. I'm going Flair.
Okay.
Even though I hate Corbin with a fiery passion.
All right.
Here's praying that he gets eliminated early.
Okay.
Is it an elimination match? I don't even know.
No, it's a straight 10-man tag team.
I'm
Although, as Mike called it, this is like the greatest Survivor
Survivor
Series because they seem to be doing that at every Saudi show. Better than WrestleMania, greatest Royal Rumble, you know? When is the next one? A whole bunch of Money in the Bank.
A whole bunch of money.
Oh, God.
Which is basically the Saudi deal in a nutshell. So,
Yeah,
Universal Championship, falls count anywhere, and the stipulation that this can't be stopped for any reason.
Bull.
Yeah, right, it won't.
Rollins versus Bray. Tina's picking Bray, the Fiend. And, yeah, I'm flipping a coin again. I have no idea. Heads I go Rollins, tails I go Wyatt. Siri, flip a coin.
Heads.
All right, I'm going Seth Rollins. Mike, you're going Seth Rollins. It'll probably be something where he like just buries him a bunch of crap and gets the pin somehow. That's the only way I can see it happen.
He's going
A la Mankind and The Rock.
or maybe do something like, was it Cena who dumped 23 chairs on CM Punk?
Might
I don't
have
think
been.
it was CM Punk.
Oh, it was somebody.
Was it Ryback?
It was Wade
You're
Barrett.
supposed to freeze the Metroid first.
I think it was
Okay,
Wade
can you
Barrett.
like?
Bomb. You gotta
Can
do
you?
bomb.
Can you not?
I'm trying to help you.
See,
Bomb.
this is why I'm playing a little bit more of an obscure game because so JC can't rail on me the entire time.
Freeze. Regular
Well,
bomb, not a power
you
bomb.
picked Super Metroid, which is an excellent game.
Oh my God, you were gonna die.
But we've all
Leave
played
me alone.
Super Metroid.
Leave me alone.
You were gonna die.
Can you?
You are horrible.
Get on to the next pick. God, I hate you.
I'm waiting on your pick at this point. Rollins or Bray?
Uh,
Yeah, you better pause.
Seth. See, that comes.
Ding.
That
That
was-
counts.
That was because of
That
you.
counts.
That one came
That's
because
your
of
fault.
you.
Not
That was your.
Tez, what about you?
I'm just going back to how happy I was when Bray Wyatt won the WWE title at Elimination Chamber.
Were we ever
Right.
so young?
And then they squandered. Oh God. Memories.
Let's just get to the damn pick.
Bray Wyatt.
All right.
Just for the
See if we can get through this before Tommy dies. Okay. WWE Championship, Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. And
Oh, this is my freaking god.
Tina, myself, and by default Mike all agree this will be a no contest finish. Because quite frankly, if you let Brock win, this kills the whole idea of Kane coming in and winning. If you let Kane win, well, he's supposed to have knee surgery pretty soon, and it makes no sense for him to win this on Saudi soil. They wouldn't really appreciate it. But this is a kind of a crowd that I guess could appreciate a good no contest finish or a double DQ or some other crap like that. So the three of us are picking no contest. What about you guys?
The earth opens and swallows everyone in attendance whole.
Literally, Optimus Prime shows up and punches Brock Lesnar in the face. Literally,
It's WWE. I wouldn't pass it for that to happen.
Which one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kevin Spacey reveals himself to be Kaiser Sose.
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
We're still in the Matrix.
vill-
Okay.
the village-
No contest. Because I really do not care.
Okay. Tez.
One more. The Village takes place in the modern times. No contest.
At this point, we're just running down M. Night Shyamalan's
I
movie
know.
to his list.
What is going on?
Why not? Why not?
Because honestly, when Crown Jewel's on, I'd rather watch an M. Night Shyamalan movie. That's how much I don't care
I'll
about
throw
this.
in my theory on the ending to Inception. He's still dreaming. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. He is still dreaming.
Yes.
We could actually debate that because
We
I don't think
We're
so.
not- we're not-
because
we're not going
That's
to.
not what we're here for.
And-
but I think we should get invited to the Geekcast and discuss that in
If we get to the anniversary of that movie, we'll
Yeah.
discuss.
And to go off
Okay.
what Tommy said, I'd rather watch The Last Airbender.
That's our
than
preview
watch
for Crown Jewel. As crazy as that
Bro,
was,
like for real.
Tommy paused, so he didn't yet die.
I'm going to. I'm going to.
You
but
better
I
get to a damn save point. You're gonna.
already hit one.
Okay.
I heard it
Good,
before I
good.
went
No,
there.
you still have another phone.
No, I hit the first one.
Mother brain's gonna whoop your ass.
Again,
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
a more
Okay.
obscure game. So JC
Yeah, I know.
don't do this to you. That's true. That's all you gotta do.
Before we get to our main topic of discussion, last
Yeah.
week we did talk about Bound for Glory, and Tez, you were over here at the house watching it. We wanted to get your thoughts on Bound for Glory. What did
Yeah,
you
go for
think
it,
of it?
I was very impressed at how much I enjoyed that show.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Do
Yeah, I
you
mean-
have a rating 0 to 5 for that?
0 to 5, I give it a solid 4.
4. Okay, cool.
I mean,
What-
again, I don't know what timeline we're in, but I'm loving what Impact Wrestling is doing.
It's
As
good.
far as them putting on the shows.
It's got some stability and everything. I mean, we
know.
talked about that too. I mean, it's
Less-
back.
I mean,
Less of,
we're-
less of a revolving door like it
Yeah.
used to be. Yeah.
I love
I
it.
mean, we're still. Well, in a way, they had no excuse anymore not to step up. I guess, like for a while, to me, it's like when the only real big game in town is WWE, you can kind of be lazy because or you can just get the leftovers.
Yeah.
But when you got guys coming up like MLW, freaking New Japan, USA now,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and like NWA just giving away a free show every
Yeah.
week. It's like, okay, we got to have somebody watch this now because they literally have no other reason not
There's
to.
only so many hours we can watch of a show.
Yeah.
And then
It's hard
have it
enough
be a
when you
good
have kids.
show.
You can barely watch any TV. You know?
there you
Jesus
Which is
Christ.
fun. Which is funny now. Is like it's like I wasn't trying not to watch Raw or SmackDown anymore. I really wasn't. It's just that now I don't bother because there's literally everything
agree.
else I
I
can
agree.
watch.
One, I DVR'd automatically. Like, I'll get the highlights. And two, the World Series has been on. So I'm sorry.
I think that's
I've
another
been watching
watched-
Fox. I watched
yeah.
Fox on Friday, but it was for the World
Yeah,
Series.
I watched the best ofs on YouTube. Like
Yeah,
top
me too.
10s, and I watched Hulu.
Yeah,
Watch Raw
yeah,
and SmackDown
same,
Hulu,
same.
especially for Raw, because Raw's a 3 freaking hour show.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour show. Give me the best hour and a half.
Which I think
And
is
the
why NXT and AEW
Yeah.
are so much more enjoyable. And Impact, it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
For the record, why is the writing and stories better in NXT?
Because it's not Vince writing.
But see, here's the thing. But see, here's
Vince isn't giving
here's what I'm
final
saying. That
approval,
it's like
which we'll get to also.
it's like everyone's saying it's like always crapping on AEW. I was like, yeah, but the fact is, the WWE's own property is their main competition right now. NXT is doing better than SmackDown
Yes.
and Raw. That's amazing.
From
to me.
fan
Continuously.
reaction, yes. From ratings,
Continuously.
no.
From
Yeah, not
ratings,
from
no.
ratings, no.
Not ratings, no.
Yeah.
But from fan reaction, yes. That's amazing to me right now.
Yeah. Although if there ever comes a time where
If NXT beats out SmackDown or Raw,
Oh boy.
boy,
Fox would be like, "Can we get that?" Fox would be like, "Hey, can we get some of that NXT show
shoot,
here?"
man,
Can we
USA
get
would
some
hit the
of that NXT?
jackpot with that. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
I think the reason why I think part of it too is like NXT doesn't have as big a ratings. People know, hey, 24 hours later, I can just watch on the network.
Yeah, that's why I watch AEW live or
Yeah,
on,
same
here.
or
Yeah.
on
Same here.
site delay.
I don't even DVR NXT because I know it's gonna be on the network.
No
next
reason.
day.
Yeah, no
So-
reason to. It's on the network. I've been watching you guys on network. I'm gonna keep watching you guys on network.
Yep.
I pay
All
for the
right.
network.
Well, speaking of
For real.
NXT, we're
Here
gonna
we
get
go.
to the guy who won the NXT Breakout Tournament and who we here in San Antonio have a long history with.
Yep.
Jordan Myles, aka, and the WWE put this statement out. Their official statement, their release was, they called him by his real name, Albert Hardy Jr., in which they used his real name through at first before they finally got a ring name.
Yeah.
Backstory is, and I was anticipating this. His first shirt, he wins the Breakout Tournament. I'm ready to throw money, whatever shirt they give him. Didn't expect this. And,
Is it behind us?
no, I'm going to put his tweet behind us.
Okay.
The shirt itself, it won't be up for very long. I know it's pretty
Yeah.
offensive. So the shirt came out, and yes, the big thing about him has been his smile. Smiles for miles, you know. Jordan Myles, the name itself, of course, we derived. Jordan, his favorite basketball player, of course, is Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Miles, spelled a little differently, but in reference to Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, which Into the Spider-Verse, great movie. His shirt came out, and it's caused quite a bit of controversy. He called him out on it, and almost immediately, to WWE's credit, they took the shirt down. And let's have a different discussion. They had one up for a little while that's just pretty generic, but it was like a custom tee thing. He did, however, repost it and said, "I will keep posting this till my voice is heard. I'm not sorry for anything I say or do. Representation is important. If this is Vince McMahon and Triple H's vision of me, then this is a slap in the face to every African-American performer, fan, and supporter." This is crazy how this comes about, and it's we on this show have talked about race in wrestling, especially with WWE, since WrestleMania season. When the lead up to even Kofi was going to get a title shot, who, quite frankly, his run to get in the title shot probably wasn't even planned. It was quite by accident due to an injury. He got thrown into the chamber, and it just blossomed from there organically. Even to the point where Big E had a worked promo that we talked about, that we played up here, about how it feels like people like him aren't going to get a chance. And then this happens. Now, it's been kind of a polarizing topic. People saying, hey, there's other ways to do it. You don't call this or out, this or that. And WWE put out a statement. I'm saying it verbatim. I don't have it in front of me. But basically that they said that ACH, I'm just going to say ACH, Jordan Myles, Albert Hardy, they're all interchangeable at this point. All the designs are agreed to and approved by the performers themselves before they even make it to the store. And so when you found out that he didn't, had issues with it, we did take it down. But they're claiming basically, in a weird sort of way, they're putting the blame on him, saying he approved the design.
Yeah.
That statement came out this morning. We were recording this on Monday. And from there, ACH Miles had his issue. He said, someone had asked him, so is it true Gogo Miles approved the T-shirt he objects to? Any response from Miles on this new info? He said, when I originally saw the design, I was uncomfortable. Rather than addressing the issue, I decided to counteroffer with another. Baker Landon lied to my face. He said Triple H wanted this design, so my hands were tied. I spoke with Triple H in person, and his impression was I approved. He even says, don't believe me, email him and ask him yourself. Go FYS Baker. Figure that acronym out. He shows
I
the
used
email.
the word earlier, by the way. He had to ding it out. So
He shows the email dated September 11, 2019. Baker.Landon at WWECrownJewel.com wrote, hey, Albert, Triple H attended a meeting and had a revision for your logo, but loved it for your character. He wanted to the letter to be more teethy, and what I have attached is what he liked. Also have basic T-shirts on there that approved as well. Road Dogg preferred the gray, but let us know what you think. Thanks, Baker. Miles later said, the whole WWE system is fraud. They created this system where you cannot trust anyone. You grow cold, and you grow apart from what you love the most. The fact that Hulk Hogan is still employed after giving the locker room an apology for being caught says enough. Hashtag ForTheCulture. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. We know he's had a contentious history with Ring of Honor. Let go quite suddenly at once, but he did say, FROH2, they only allow one African American to be the top guy, while guys like Cedric Alexander, TD, at Malcolm Valley, and myself had to chase that visible carrot on a stick. Name another African American who has reached greater heights here other than this, Uncle Tom, and he has a picture of Jay Lethal. That's where it does get dicey. So
a little bit.
Yep.
Now, it's been quite a debate. Initially, when it came out, MVP has reached out to ACH, to Albert. I don't know if they've had a discussion. He hasn't made mention of anything. There was a video that Jordan Myles put out. He's taken it down since, so I'm not going to put it up here. I don't have it. Titus O'Neil has weighed in. He said, directing just to Jordan Myles, I am 100% in agreement that your shirt is very distasteful. That being said, bringing others into this to vent your frustrations or issues that have nothing to do with WWE or the shirt is also very distasteful. If it's hashtag for the culture, don't attack those in it. We got some other listener comments. We'll get to that. So we'll start with you guys. I know the general topic, we've talked about this. Cody said it once when he was talking to his wife, who is black. I don't see race. He says, you don't see my culture. You don't see my experience. I'm not black. I am a white Hispanic. That's what 23andMe says. And my wife is Hispanic. She's born and raised in Laredo, Texas, from the border, and she's had her fair share of stereotyping. She and I experienced it a little bit when we went to visit Sedona, Arizona. Well, what can you say? I mean, there's parts of this country, unfortunately, where it still exists. It's subtle, but you see it. It's there. It sucks. But for you guys, this is obviously very offensive to African Americans, and I will let you guys have the floor to give your thoughts on it. Whoever wants to start.
Let's just call that shirt exactly what that shirt is. It is a caricature of blackface.
Yep.
Okay.
Of the big wide toothy grin against a black background. That's what it is. At the core of it is this is a T-shirt depicting blackface. And
Doesn't help the shirt. Doesn't help the whole shirt was black too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometime later he said in a tweet but deleted that they presented him on a white T-shirt. Maybe that's why he initially didn't have a problem with it. If it had been a shirt other than like white or gray, would that have been a distasteful shirt?
It still would have been to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still, this reference still would have been there. I mean, I don't know. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, so have you seen? So because someone on Facebook said what was the big deal, I immediately said it's just too much of reminiscent of the old cartoons of black people and it's too much of Jim Crowism. If people don't know what Jim Crowism is, please look it up. It's a mess. But I literally, I was just looking for an image that would show the guy what I was talking about, and literally all I put into Google was old racist black cartoons, and the first like 8 things I pulled up were all like old Pickaninny cartoons and everything like that. Here's why this is offensive for black people in general. For those who don't know. Old Pickaninny cartoons were a depiction of black people as dumb, uneducated, lazy, and primarily looking like we were no more than 2 steps out of the cotton fields. The problem with that is that this was during a time in animation when literally that there was no excuse for that. Like it wasn't like you couldn't do a better looking African American stereotype. Not saying, and look. and Tez and I can both attest to this. We're not saying that we don't have dark skin. We're not saying we don't have big lips. We're not saying that you can't, draw us in a way that matches what we look like. But at the same time, our lips are not an entirely different shade color from what the rest of us look like. It's
half of our.
It's a half of our face. We don't all walk. This is the cartoon I'm referencing to, not the shirt. We don't all walk slumped and hunched over like the cartoons did. The problem with this shirt is it's too much a reminder of that. Now, did maybe ACH Jordan Myles take it a bit too far? I don't know. That's hard to say because when you're mad, stuff just flies out. And the problem is now is with social media, sometimes they can just fly out and just stay out there. Yeah. And, for good or for ill, it's there.
Whether you delete the tweet or not, it's there forever.
It's there.
It's there.
Yeah, but so maybe, but at the same time, when you deal with it so much, you have a breaking point. You can only stay in a certain mind frame of thinking it'll get better for so long before it finally doesn't. I mean, let's look at to be perfectly frank, another good example of this, besides Kofi Kingston, which I know we're all thinking of, but let's look at Mark Henry. He had been chastised and punished and put with bad gimmicks for stuff he did that was stupid in the past. Literally Triple H broke all kinds of kayfabe with the curtain call and was given the Intercontinental title the very next year, and then a main event push the year after that. Mark Henry does a couple of things that Vince doesn't like, and he doesn't get the world title until 12 years later. And even then, that run was 3 months at best.
That wasn't even the WWE title; it was the World Heavyweight Championship.
And when Kofi Kingston gets
it, was a holdover from WCW
and
company.
Yeah, and what's depressing about Kofi Kingston's run, which was great. I'm not saying Kofi Kingston's run wasn't great. It was he beat a who's who of the Daniel Bryans, Randy Ortons, Kevin Owens. Like he
good matches too.
He had a very good title run. I'm not knocking the title run. I'm knocking the dumb way he lost it.
That's the biggest thing. Someone tried to argue that with ACH, said, they certainly don't care how to picture Kofi. And Jordan Myles retweeted, said legend. He called him Martin Luther Kingston.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like it too.
I did respond to that through the WrestleCast Twitter and simply said, where is it? And how did he lose the title? And what have they done with him since he lost said title? Pretty effed up when you think about it. And even then, at Crown Jewel, he's just going to be in the tag team turmoil match, teaming with Big E because Xavier Woods is going to be out for over a year with a torn Achilles. Which rest up, we all want you back in the ring. Seriously. But hey, you make some good content for Up, Down, Down. You can do a whole lot with that right now. Just now, hope you get healthy.
Here's the difference between so people will ask like, well, what's the difference between him losing it and not being top picture right away with other guys? Okay. Whenever someone like Stone Cold, Triple H, or The Rock lost the title and they weren't the immediate next guy in the title run, they had a significant feud going on. Yes. When Stone Cold got run over and, was out for a year, when he came back, the very, very first thing they did was throw him in a feud with Triple H. You can't get more high profile than that.
Yeah.
Triple H, if he loses the belt, gets injured, he's in an outright feud with either guys who he's gonna make a star or someone he's known to have as the star making matches with. Yeah. I'll jump across the ocean because that's my deal in Japan. When Okada lost the world title, to Kenny Omega and was doing his gimmick of just like finding his way, they threw him in a feud with Jay White to make Jay White the hottest thing going. Yep. But that was the feud. That was the point. It was a worthwhile feud that had been built up and made sense. You can have a guy lose the world title, but you don't have to just drop him immediately. And now I can already hear fingers typing. What about Jinder Mahal? Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. I was happy as all get out when Jinder Mahal won. Mm-hmm. But the reason
my Facebook history.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. But the reason they put him back in the mid card is because that's where they always really saw him to begin with.
Yes.
But that's neither here nor there. The men will always have former WWE champion to his name. No one can take that away from him. Right. Suck it. Anyway.
Is that more of an issue? Like we put him there in the title because we're going to India.
Yeah, I think it's the same issue. Yeah. Okay. Honestly, but at the same time, here's the difference though. When Jinder lost it, it was a good match.
Yes,
if you go back and watch that match with AJ, that match
really
and also come on, he won the belt from Randy Orton and lost it and had it for 6 months. Lost it to AJ Styles. When you talk about guys who you can win it and lose it from. there's not a much better
those are two
record.
names you
Yeah,
want.
those are two solid names that you can like.
Yes.
If we were talking about 2003 Brock Lesnar beating Kofi Kingston, that would make a lot more sense than 2019 Brock Lesnar, because 2019 Brock Lesnar doesn't do anything. Brock Lesnar in 2003 could wrestle, man. He could.
Yes.
He was the as much as I don't like him, the Iron Man match he had with Kurt Angle on SmackDown was hands down one of the best matches SmackDown ever had.
Yep.
The matches he had with Undertaker in that era, from the Hell in a Cell to the Unforgiven matches to the matches they had the next year when he was completely healed out, were great matches. This Brock Lesnar, when he came back originally, was great, but then he didn't do anything after that. Yeah.
When he came back and he wasn't chasing a title, he was just trying to beat people up.
And to me, that's where he should be. Just beat people up. I mean,
Yeah.
the WWE title to me is for guys who, A, have just earned it, guys who need to get over, guys who need to carry the company, or guys who maybe just need one last run. Brock Lesnar can carry the company. He's not an up-and-comer anymore. He can be the face of the company without the belt.
Yeah.
He essentially and may the wrestling gods forgive me. He's kind of like Tanahashi in New Japan. Tanahashi doesn't need the IWGP Heavyweight Championship to be synonymous with the belt and be the company.
Yeah.
He's Tanahashi. You say that name, you think New Japan. Brock Lesnar, you think a lot of things. He doesn't need the championship to do that.
You say The Miz, what's the title you think of?
Intercontinental title now.
See, yeah.
I would like him to have
pretty
another
much,
world.
yeah.
I would like him to have another world title run, because I
I'd like him
think
to be world champion again.
because my God, he's earned it. His promos, even as a face, are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But with the shirt thing, it's just a matter of people always people, and I've heard this argument that African Americans should essentially get over it. Here's the thing: we can't, because we're not allowed, because this kind of stuff keeps happening. I won't get into the political and societal things happening, because that's not what we're here for. But look at it this way.
But it's still out there.
But
Do
look at it. Take those out of the equation. Wrestling is the place where you're supposed to get away from all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this happens. This shirt comes up out of nowhere. And also, okay, if you want to if you want to say he has a nice smile, we should portray that on his shirt. Then put a picture of him smiling on the shirt.
His whole face.
His
on
whole
it.
face on the shirt.
Yeah.
I have a Sasha Banks shirt at home. It's just her whole body, just with her hands up like she usually does.
Yeah.
You do that. Becky Lynch had the Becky 2 belt shirt where she was holding the championship. God knows how many Undertaker shirts we've had with him standing with his face on it.
You have Jordan in his name. Do a silhouette of him doing a wrestling move and put his name underneath that says Jordan Myles.
Make it kind of look like the Jordan Nike logo.
Or he had a shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees, the Gum Stomp shirt, where he did that to Ricochet.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's good.
And see, and I just, there's no here. And my biggest thing with this is what I wanted to say for sure when we did this was, there is no excuse for WWE not to have a better shirt design for anybody. These guys came up with, I mean, the most basic of shirts, the Austin 316 shirt, which is still a hot seller.
It's classic.
It's a classic. To the most elaborate, which are things like I still have it, like the WrestleMania shirts, like with. The one I have is the Making History with Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte when they triple threat match for the World Women's Championship. I have that shirt. They can do the most elaborate, the most simple, but they made sense. The Austin 316 shirt didn't completely point to the fact that he drinks beer and everything that he's already. And see, here's the thing with Austin's redneck character, that's his character.
Yeah.
It's just like to me, and I hate to use this argument, but I'm going to bring it up. It's like when people say, when they announced that Halle Bailey was going to play Ariel. They said, why is Ariel black? Well, first of all, Ariel's a fish. She's fictional, so she can wear whatever color she wants. Kind of like with Starfire and Titans.
Titans, which
thank you.
But and someone said, well, what if Tiana was, Princess of the Far was white? I was like, she can't be, because literally that was the point of the movie.
They wrote her as the character, exactly. Yeah.
Literally, her race was part of the point of the character. Ariel's race is not the point of Little Mermaid.
She's a mermaid. She has no legs. She's half fish. She's never walked on land.
Yeah,
that's the story.
Eddie Guerrero's shirts, Viva La Raza. The point of those is Latino heat. That's in his name. The point of that is, Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja. That's what he calls himself. That's the point of his shirt.
Yeah.
I said Stone Cold. He was the beer swilling redneck. That was the point of his shirt. The Rock's point of his character was not that he was black or Samoan. He was The Rock. Literally, that's what his shirt showed.
Yeah.
He didn't need anything saying the Samoan sensational. Roman Reigns is probably the most Samoan guy, and except for Samoa Joe. Why does Samoa Joe say? Why does his shirt say Samoa Joe? Because his name is Samoa Joe. Roman Reigns is not Samoa Reigns. If that was the case, he could have a Samoa shirt. Yeah. He's Roman Reigns. He's worth the tactical gear, which I still think is weird. But
it is.
Yeah, you don't need to wrestle with that, dude.
Yeah,
take it seriously.
Please get rid of that.
But there is a difference. Like there is an honest to God difference. Okay, I just thought of this. Ember Moon.
Yeah,
as black as all get out, but her none of her shirts.
You can say that because he knows her.
That I can. But see, here's another thing though. Ember Moon and ACH Jordan Myles, I know both of them. They're both nerds.
Yeah,
and that's where Ember Moon's whole character came from, is because she knows all this stuff. So does Jordan Myles. Yeah. Lean into that. You think he can be a superhero to black nerds everywhere?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The guy does all that stuff. He's incredible. I mean, you dressed up Ricochet as Nightwing, and we can't get this right.
Yeah,
come on.
Tez, what do you got to say? Because Tom took a lot of time.
No problem. And I know Tommy brought up the Pickaninny cartoons, and I know a lot of people who will go, those are just cartoons. Those are not real. I mean, okay,
look at the time period they were drawn.
The time period they were drawn.
Yeah.
Also, while you're on your computer about to write some type of retort to what Tommy said, type in the name Al Jolson. This isn't limited to this feats of animation and kiddie cartoons. You had the minstrel shows, and the guy's most linked to that is Al Jolson, a white dude who painted his entire face black except for his lips to give the impression of big, wide, beige lips and just tar black skin. Again, tar black skin.
Yeah,
guess where,
like for real.
Yeah, guess where another slur can come from that. And just speaking the worst type of broken English ever to sort of represent our intelligence and how our grasp of the language. Singing mammy, singing mammy essentially, again, insulting to our grasp of the language, and being only good for making jokes or always smiling or always dancing or always singing. It encapsulates the worst of the stereotypes of some of the things that we're only good for: big smiles, dancing, and speaking wrong, speaking incorrectly, or what have you. Yeah. And and my whole deal, I barely get mad with racist things. When I saw the shirt, I just kind of facepalmed myself.
I did too.
Because racism, going back to how lazy the design of this shirt is, racism in general is just so damn lazy.
I was gonna say it felt like a lazy design to me too.
It's one of the lowest, easiest things to do is to just give in to this lazily give in to your bias, because we all have biases. But one of the most laziest things you can do with that bias is just give into it and just produce some of the laziest thought or speech or writings you can do to disparage people, because you let your bias, you're too lazy to just not think about your bias and let that stuff get the best of you and produce stupid things. And again, going back to the get over it comment, he's like, get over it. Slavery ended again. Slavery ended. This year is the 400th anniversary of the slaves first reaching America. Yes, slavery's done, but
it wasn't just slavery.
It wasn't just
civil rights.
Slavery. Yeah. After slavery was abolished. Oh, hey, we're free. No, you're not. Jim Crow laws.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That kept going. And, oh, man, just sure. Institutionalized slavery, slavery in its basic sense is over. Racism still exists. And we can try to get over it, but we can't, because we're reminded every single moment practically that racism exists. It's all over the place. And it's not just black people. There's racism against other ethnic minorities, other religious minorities. Mm-hmm. It's just
No, I get it, and I mean,
again, it's hard for me to get mad. I laugh over how stupid this is.
I mean, historically, everyone we were taught, Lincoln freed the slaves and this and that. He changed the world there, but okay, There's a lot of, as a history major, I've looked this up, I've researched it. There's a lot of historical documents out. Lincoln did that to preserve the Union.
Yes.
He never felt that the black slaves should have
he did.
rights.
Yeah.
He never thought of them as
It's true.
citizens. He did it to save the Union.
Yeah.
And that's also like the biggest misconception about the Civil War. It wasn't about slavery. Anyone who tells you that is wrong. By the way,
anyone who tells you states' rights, and I had this conversation with someone in college who told me he had the Confederate flag in his bedroom because he supports states' rights, and I asked him, name one of them. He could not name one of them.
Yeah.
So I named just one of them, and a week later he got rid of that flag.
Yeah.
So
We're talking about the Confederate flag, right?
Yeah. We're talking about the one of their many flags because they couldn't make a decision.
Well, that I mean, in recent years, that's been a big point of contention. And like, my favorite point of history is the Civil War. When I was a history major, I did my senior seminar on that, on a campaign that was a big part of it that actually originated from San Antonio. I'll tell you later, but it's interesting anyway.
Cool.
The flag, I understand for certain ethnic groups, it is a form of racism. But do you feel that it was a form of racism because of the country it represented, the Confederate States of America, or has it become a racist symbol because of groups like the KKK?
It's the
white supremacist groups.
It's more so the latter with white supremacist groups, and also there was a flag that was being flown in protest of any type of civil rights events or the integration of schools. You would have people yelling at. You see some images of counter protests to civil rights protesters, and you see people waving Confederate flags.
Yeah.
And you see, in that point, the rise of Confederate monuments, because those monuments were not built after the Civil War ended. They were built well into the 20th century.
Yeah, because a lot of Confederate soldiers didn't want them up. Like I think even Robert E. Lee especially didn't want his anywhere.
No, so. Robert E. Lee, and I did a whole report on him too. He's one of my favorite historical figures. He never wanted the Civil War.
Yeah,
he never wanted to do that. He was a West Point grad, and the only reason he fought on the side of the Confederacy is because he's from Virginia, and when his home state went there, he says, "I got to support my home state." Yeah. So,
I think to your question, JC, I think it really is more the latter than the former because to me, I mean, if let's say if like the groups like the KKK picked another flag, like anything else, like something like maybe just a stitch of a cross on fire, and that's what they carried around. That would be more hateful to me than the Confederate flag. Confederate flag, I just wouldn't like. I wouldn't like, because like, it's gone. It went from just being something of a symbol of, you guys lost, get over it, to a symbol of, now people who wave it. And that's the thing. You don't know who's waving it now.
Yeah.
You don't know if the people are just Southern pride, and I use that in there.
Like Dukes of Hazzard, okay.
Dukes of Hazzard was just
Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah.
So,
but see, like, cause look at it this way. Even the Briscoes used to wear it a lot.
Yeah.
The watch their old matches. That's all they wore. And I know this is gonna sound like I'm making excuses, but I've met the Briscoes a number of times.
Yep.
And they have been nothing but respectful and courteous to me. Never made me ever talk down to me or never gave me because black people, let's be honest, you can sense racism. You can feel it. It's like the Force. You can feel it when you walk in a room.
It's our other sense.
Yeah. And it's like I've never got that from them. And even
I see dead people.
Yeah, for real. I see racists. and even when Jessica Havoc got in the trouble for some tweets she said years ago, and everyone got mad at her. I'm not claiming to be her best friend, but I've met her a number of times, and she's never been anything but respectful, courteous. She jokes with me. She even shakes my hand, hugs me, and everything like that. So and yes, people have made mistakes in the past.
Yeah.
I'm sure every one of us at this table has said something we wish to God we didn't say at some point in our lives growing up. Either racially, politically,
or emotionally.
Or even things to people we love, we probably said something, I shouldn't have said that, and I'm sorry, because we got to apologize. Yes, if you put it online, those consequences come back to get you. James Gunn made a mistake. Thankfully, he rose above that. Yep. But it's there's a difference between making a mistake and just saying something wrong and then printing it on a shirt. And and I'm going to bring this right back around to the shirt this way. The reason the shirt bugged Jordan Myles so much, bugs us so much, is because it sparked this to begin with.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That shirt brought all this up. Yep. It brought up the 400 years since the slaves first came to America, Jim Crow laws, and civil rights, all this kind of stuff. Because of one shirt, is a horrible reminder. And yes, it's like if you try to walk down the street in Germany with a Nazi flag. First of all, they will beat you down.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's illegal.
You'll be arrested first.
Yeah.
You'll be arrested first, and then you'll be beaten down.
Because believe me, no one in Berlin ever wants to have anything to do with that flag again. They are very ashamed of it, and they're like, yeah, we didn't want him any more than you guys didn't want him. So if you could kindly go to jail now for having that out, we'd appreciate it. Thanks, bye.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like that for us. And the problem is where they have like, you know, a few things that can remind them, African Americans, like other you know minorities, unfortunately in the country, have a plethora of things that were just distasteful and remind us of worse times.
Yep.
Yes, we're a long way from where we used to be. Yes, I agree with that. We have come a long way, and you know things actually are better. I stressed the word slightly in that sentence, but I didn't say it. But I'm stressing the word slightly in that sentence. It was understood. But things are better. Can they get a lot better? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah. We'll get to some comments. I had posted this story on our Facebook. Alex Cisneros, it's Vincent Hunter. LOL, what do you expect? The wrestler should quit and go to work for AEW. We'll talk about that. Will from Will Geeks Out says, yikes. He's African American like you guys, so that's his response. Jericho from the Geekcast, I didn't get it at first, but I think I know the issue. Yeah, some people don't see it. One guy, Sean, said, I can see lazy, I don't see racist. I mean, it just... Lazy is probably, you know, I guess it just depends on your view.
And see,
so what I said. It was, racism is lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
and real quick, and I can get people who don't see it right away. I get that because you know it is for one, it's part of history we kind of sweep under the rug. For another, it's a part of history that we should probably start to get away from. But if you don't see it, you know, good for you. Good for you. I'm happy, especially if you're African American. If you don't see it, I'm really happy you haven't had to deal with that. Yeah. But at the same time, just trust me.
But if somebody says they don't see it, it doesn't mean they're racist.
It doesn't mean they're
racist. Please don't start attacking them.
Not at all.
They probably just don't know.
Like the guy on the, because it wasn't on Geekcast. It was another page where a guy saw that and said, I don't see what the racist part is. I didn't immediately just I was like, oh, you're no. I just told him, look, for black people this is very offensive. I get it because the guy was white. I was like, okay, guy, look, I get it if you don't get it. It's okay. For the most part, they're not gonna know. I mean, usually Black African American history like that, you don't learn it in school.
There's terms that are racist that sometimes I learn. Like I didn't learn a certain term until I saw Clerks 2 and didn't even know it was racist. Yeah, and I'll let you guys.
I already know what you're talking about.
I'm not going to repeat it on here, but it made for a hilarious scene. But yeah, I didn't realize that was racist. But I mean, don't attack people if they say they don't see it. They didn't know.
Because if they don't see it, that really doesn't mean, it doesn't at all mean they're racist. It just means that they don't know.
Yeah. Now, Mike and Tina did share their thoughts on this. I'll start with Mike's little statement here. He says, it's kind of simple for me. If I have to choose between believing the man I met as ACH years ago is being honest or a multi-million-dollar wrestling company with easily documented uses of racially insensitive storylines and situations, see Nation of Domination versus DX, Mexicools, the history of the WWE Championship, and so on, didn't realize why that shirt was offensive. I wholeheartedly believe ACH. Someone, he puts that in all caps, has to realize before that shirt gets to production that it's inappropriate. Even if, best case scenario, some young person in merchandising simply watched some Jordan Myles stuff on NXT and said, he smiles a lot and seems like a positive person, let's use that. There has to be more quality control before that. However, I've seen that one of those people said Triple H wanted it more teethy, but when ACH talked to Triple H, Hunter seemed to think ACH was okay with it. It's just sad. The worst part is WWE tries so hard to do PR for themselves to make themselves seem so gracious and caring, but I think if you've been a fan long enough, you realize it's about the money in the end. See Crown Jewel. I think in the end, they really don't see race, but just whatever makes them the most money. But ironically, I don't think they believe most minority characters get over without, quote, racially stereotypical traits. Again, it's easy to document if you watch for years and have the network. I stand with ACH. Hashtag ForTheCulture.
But and I do think he's right. But here's the problem with that is they've had non-racially stereotypical characters before that did great. Yeah. Let's talk like Farouk with APA was hilarious because let's call it what it is: a black and white guy were just sitting playing cards all the time,
drinking beer,
and got
beating
paid.
up people for money.
Yeah, that was great. What black guy do you know who's a mercenary? Come on, man! It's like that was fantastic. You had Booker T when because he really wasn't doing anything that was like you would call hood. He was just a wrestler.
But even then, both of those characters had to go through their own sort of racially stereotypes to get to that point.
And but then I think what really should show WWE that all that is BS is when Booker T did the King Booker gimmick because that was hilarious.
It was great.
That was so good. It was one of the best runs he ever had. This was the whole King Booker gimmick. Matter of fact, when I think when New Day won the tag titles for the 5th time, and he came out as that, the crowd lost their mind because it was so good to hear that music again. Yeah. So I just think I mean, sometimes it's good because like sometimes just people can play into that, but it doesn't have to be the norm. Not every white guy is stone cold, so
Tina, did you want to say something? I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, Tina's statement. She just gave me a few bullet points here. Obviously, it is a messed up situation. We've known Albert for years. I mean, I can recall a time when he was wrestling ACH on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, and we texted him pictures wearing his shirt, and he posted that because he just loved it so much. But it's a messed up situation. But she is a bit afraid for him.
Yeah.
The backlash. Did he get fired with some of the statements he's made to Ring of Honor and to Jay Lethal and now deleted tweets? Did he burn some bridges? That's the thing that she's not concerned about is why bring in another company? I understand the frustration, but keep it civil. And while Tina herself is not black, she does understand the stereotype thing. As I mentioned, she's had to deal with that pretty much her whole life. We've mentioned times we've had to deal with racism ourselves, even a few miles west of here. There's towns in Texas where
in Texas, really?
Yes, in Texas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
I mean,
out there.
oh wow, it's shocking. Yes.
Yeah,
So
I know.
surprising.
Yes.
That's also another thing I wanted to get into is what
would happen? What ramifications is there for this whole thing?
Yeah, with Titus's analysis of the Titus O'Neil's analysis of everything.
Yeah,
he was right that this needed to stay about the shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And about no.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For him to,
he didn't need to bring in ROH and Jay Lethal for this particular issue.
For him to mention Ring of Honor like that and Jay Lethal, that tells me I feel like this for him has just been boiling over for so long.
Actually, I was thinking,
exactly.
And this was just the breaking point. It was one thing, one little thing. It is a major thing, but yes, it is one little thing compared to everything else he might have dealt with that just set it off.
Yep.
I don't know his full situation with Ring of Honor. We do know that he was just suddenly released all of a sudden. And I don't know if he legit before this had heat with Jay Lethal. Who knows?
Yeah.
If Jay Lethal was, I mean, I don't know what his issue is. I don't know, but I do think it was. I mean, he's standing by what he said, whether it was emotional or not. For right now, he's standing by what he said about Jay Lethal, even though he did delete the tweet. But it is interesting to me that he brought that guy up. Now, whatever their things is, I know MVP. I would hope MVP has talked to Albert, to Jordan, and talked through this. Air your grievances. There's a lot of people in the business that have stood by him. Big Swole is one that stands out. I follow her a lot. Not just obviously she is an African American performer. She has a blog out there, pretty extensive. I invite you to go read it. Check out her Twitter about that. I do follow her just for her and I dealing with a similar medical issue in our lives. Cedric Alexander, of course, has stood by it, and there's quite a few wrestlers in the business from all races and ethnic backgrounds that have changed their Twitter to black and white. And if I'm good with video editing, I'll probably do it right now. If not, I just snap for no reason. So, but yeah, whatever the issue is, I hope that it can be resolved civilly.
Yeah.
Both with WWE, with Ring of Honor, with Jay Lethal. And yes, I am concerned for him because WWE has a history of being petty about these issues.
Yep.
And I understand that he's in NXT. But WWE is not in the policy of letting people out of their contracts, regardless of what they do. See Leo Rush.
Yeah.
He had some things to say.
Yes, he did.
They didn't let him go. They let him just sit at home. Probably didn't make a whole lot of money off of it. And then he comes back and wins a Cruiserweight title.
Yep.
if this is his strategy, I'm not saying. I'm kidding. It's not a strategy to win a cruiserweight title. It is a very serious thing. But
Yeah.
I am afraid, having just won the Breakout Star tournament, he's got a lot of lot going for him right now. Yeah. He takes his title shot at Adam Cole and puts on a hell of a match. I'm not saying that this storyline. I know it's not a work. I know this is real.
Yeah, it's not.
But instead of sitting this man at home because of what he said, if you guys talk it out and work things out and make this a civil conversation
Be adults.
and be adults about it,
be business
when
people
emotions have been set aside, and talk with him about, hey, come to us first before you start posting this everywhere on social media. Then use this in a storyline.
Yeah,
I
would.
Use this frustration storyline. Have him go after people like Triple H in his promos.
Yeah.
Have him attack William Regal, who's like the on-screen GM of this whole ordeal.
Yeah.
And you can imagine there's a lot of people that will back this up and make it into a story.
I
mean, obviously it's not a work.
Obviously. I mean, but to me, it's like it would be the first time that they've had a disgruntled employee and let them vent, and then he's like I'm like tried to make something out of it. I mean, come on, CM Punk's for all the scripted of the pipe bomb. That was how he felt.
Yeah.
No,
They just said open mic, and when you go too far, we'll cut it. That's really all they did with
I
that.
mean, and I mean, like recently, how many people have said something that like Sasha Banks for one came back, put in her position. Who else I was just thinking of, and like they went off, but it was like they didn't really get in that much trouble for it. I mean, like not by comparison, what could have happened to them.
Yeah.
I can't think of it, but it's like, come on. I mean, this is not your first rodeo. It's really not. Yeah. I mean, it's not the first time you've been to this dance, and like I guess that's probably one thing that really just irks me with this is like WWE, come on.
Didn't we just go through this?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Come on.
Did you just get over this with Hogan of all things?
I mean,
now
like,
he's on TV.
Exactly. Hogan's on TV again, and what did you do 2 weeks later? Hey, let's put a big lips in the guy's name and look like teeth on the shirt. He's a black guy, by the way. All right.
And as Stina stated, she's afraid of the backlash. She's afraid about him getting fired. This has been a big opportunity he's been working at for years. Did he burn bridges? Like, if he gets let go, where's he going to go? Obviously, first of all, it'd be a PR nightmare if WWE did release him at this point.
Yes.
It would be a major nightmare. But they won't do it because
they can be the good guys in this situation.
This is not the day and age for that.
If AEW was not around, I would say they would have let him go tomorrow.
Yeah,
sadly,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's be completely honest with you, they would have.
Yeah.
But because there is other avenues for him now, AEW, Impact. Ring of Honor is probably not likely at this point.
No.
Yeah,
MLW, maybe even New Japan,
NWA too. Well, he was in New Japan before.
Yeah. So
and well, you know what? If not that, then Noah for sure, because he was in Noah for the longest time.
Yeah. So that we are concerned about you, Albert, but we do stand with you. You handle this fight, but if you ever need someone to talk to about that, and that's not in the wrestling business, at least from us, I don't know, whatever you're dealing with, you can always reach out to us.
Yeah, man.
You have our contact information. These hats on the table, they're for you. You and I cheer for like the same teams, man. We're tighten up. Hashtag tighten up, man. They're playing better now. Go Spurs. They just beat the Blazers. Come back, win.
Oh my God.
Go Stros. Please clinch it in 6. I said Astros in 6, and I really hope they do clinch it. So we're in your corner. Hashtag ForTheCulture. And whatever you need, man, we're here for you. I got your old ACH shirt I'm sporting for you. And when they get a good shirt for you on WWEshop.com,
we're gonna
I will be purchasing that.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So, and we'll move on. So let me.
Oh boy.
Unless you guys have any other final statements, are you guys good? Anything else you want to say?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, your thoughts, if you have any, you can comment here. Please keep it civil. Definitely tweet at us. Let us know. And I'll snap my fingers now and put this back in color if I did manage to figure it out. So
I am going to laugh if this is our most viewed video. Like seriously.
It's a serious discussion. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. So.
It is. And reminder, it is possible to disagree and still be civil.
This is true.
Is.
Reminder. Absolutely. Yeah.
And of course, Albert, if you feel the need to want to do an interview about it and talk about it with us, we'd be more than happy to do it with you, whether it's
sure.
off the record or on the record. That's completely up to you.
Or if you're back in San Antonio, you just need to vent.
Yes. Yeah. Or if you just want to get together and play Smash Brothers, and I can own you with that, or Samurai Shodown.
Oh,
Let's roll, bro.
Call him
Or Tekken
out.
7. Yes.
You got to answer us now.
Now,
Man.
yeah,
Come on.
now you got to show up, bro.
Come on. Yeah, we'll do it at a Spurs game or something. Let's go. All right. Let me get back to my agenda here. So moving on into Wednesday night ratings. For the first time, AEW Dynamite has dropped under 1 million viewers. For their Wednesday night, they dropped to 963,000. NXT did drop to 698,000, both down. On the key rating demographic, 18 to 49, AEW for cables ranked 4, NXT 21. A lot of this decrease, though, I think had to do with the World Series.
That's what I was gonna say. It's
Definitely.
like I was gonna say
Definitely
like
it's the World Series.
right now. I think everyone's just gonna do bad. I mean, I don't know if anyone heard, or you probably did hear that SmackDown dropped below AEW.
Well, part of that is because
And I was gonna say
it was on
It
FS1.
was FS1.
Yeah,
and I was gonna say, like everyone's like, oh man, I was like, yeah, but this one kind of doesn't count.
It was on FS1.
Exactly.
It's the FS1,
Yeah.
and it's the
It
World
doesn't
Series.
count. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
So look.
While the ratings are down
not
for this
Force
World
One, it doesn't
Series, it
count.
has been pretty heavily watched, especially
Yeah.
in the DC and the Houston areas.
Yeah.
And
I,
South Texas.
I love pro wrestling, and I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but I get it. This is America.
Yeah.
If anything's gonna get watched more than anything else these next few weeks, it's gonna be baseball.
Yes.
and there's nothing wrong with that. Look, this is when they debuted. They debuted during baseball season. This is when everyone's moving.
It's
their
October.
channels.
Yep.
Look,
It happens.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah.
So you know what? Look, honestly, with the World Series, I'm surprised these numbers were this good. Let's just be honest. So,
That's still almost 1 million people.
yeah, and I know
And
Yeah.
you're ranked number 4.
And I know wrestling fans who don't watch baseball are like, well, what's the big deal, dude? It's baseball. It's literally called
It's America's favorite pastime. Yes.
Yes.
America's boringest pastime.
Hey,
unless you're at a game, I cannot watch baseball.
or you
TV.
played it growing up like I did, so I love
Yeah.
the
See,
sport. First thing.
I get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm on the fence. Like, I have to
Watch
really,
your mouth.
I have to really be in the mood to watch it. It's amazing I say that because
I have to be at a game.
It's amazing I say that because 42 in the life of Jackie Robinson in general is like just some of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
if you ever read Jackie Robinson's his biography, oh my god, that's a good book.
Yes.
I loved it. Anyway, go ahead.
We'll see where the ratings bounce back. Of course, if the World Series is clinched on Tuesday with the Astros up 3-2, if they clinch it in 6, dear God, I hope, because Game 7 is making me nervous.
He's gonna do a backflip.
You're right here.
If I'm in the hospital, it's because I tried to do it.
After the World Series, when
backflip.
it's me, Tez, and Mike hosting the show. Hey guys, you're probably whatever JC is. He's still in.
Put on the back. Hospital bed.
He's still in.
He's back here.
He's still in traction, but
Oh, my
but
God.
he's with us live via Skype. Hey, JC.
Please, dear God, clinch with Verlander on the mound, man. Making me nervous here. Oh, but man, they played great the last 3 games. I hope they
He's
pull it out.
gonna be in a full body cast, but wearing an Astros shirt and hat.
Hashtag worth it.
You put down your body cast.
If they clinch on Tuesday, I'm sure the ratings will be up on Wednesday. So.
definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Now, title changes of the week. I did have the Bollywood boys here in blue. One of them did win the 24/7 title last week, and they haven't changed it. I bolded it there.
Was it
Soon, whatever.
Sunil Singh?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Now, Sunil Singh. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunil- yeah.
I figured it was like a collective win for them the way they did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well.
Now,
Yeah,
one
sure.
that we have here. Now, by the time this comes out, this will have aired on Impact. Sami Callihan on the Impact on Access TV debut with a win over Brian Cage in a cage match.
And
Unbelievable.
And the funny part, was
Congratulations,
when I
man.
heard that, I suddenly understood why they didn't have him win it at Bound for Glory.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
The genius behind that was waiting to do a cage match
Yes.
on Access to get. I was like,
That was
Not even,
perfect.
but the way that he set up getting another shot at him
dude, yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Sammy Callahan's promos are like
It's amazing.
so good.
Good.
Like they're dude, that guy's just great on the mic. in
Now,
general.
I don't know if they're going to air this, but there's been some fan videos that immediately after he won, standing in the cage, guess who came out to challenge Sammy? Tessa Blanchard.
That's right. That's
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So whether they are setting that up for Hard to Kill or even before that, that is a main event match we all want to
Yep.
see.
and
I mean-
quite a bit of build too, because that's not till January,
Yeah.
right?
Hard to Kill will be in January. They haven't given an exact date, but I hope that they're saving that for
You can
January.
Build that up, man.
I would
That'd be
imagine at
nice.
some point within the next month or so, Cage is going to get a rematch.
Yeah.
They should-
Because it only makes
yeah,
sense. He
yeah.
held the title for so long.
Yeah, keep that for Access. But then if you do Tess and Sammy again,
Make
you
that
know,
for Hard to
You got to do something there, yeah. And believe me, it'll be a whole Tessa versus OVE thing, and they've done amazing with that storyline.
They have.
So they really have. Now,
Freaking Ace Austin. I still can't believe I was so wrong about that. Sorry. I feel like Zack Sabre Jr. blaming Boris Johnson for losing the British heavyweight
That was
championship.
hilarious.
That was great.
That was great.
Boris Bloody Johnson.
now
That was the greatest promo ever.
we'll move into our 1 minute warning. Now, Mike did send his in, and it's more than 10 seconds this time. If you watched the show the one time where he sent one in, so Mike has his whole what they should have done with Cesaro on TV this week.
With JC filling in for Mike.
Yes, he sent his notes here. It's
I keep
pretty
telling we
epic,
need to do a jingle kind of like similar to "It's Marty and Flip Take Japan."
So here is Mike's segment here that he sent in for his 1 minute warning.
Here we go.
Here we
Oh, boy.
go. Starting the timer. Cesaro was in the main event on SmackDown as the heel Flair team, and of course took the pin from the Faces. I didn't get to watch SmackDown because World Series, but he's not even on Team Flair. WTF? How is he taking pins and feuds he's not even involved in? Wait, does WWE want us to believe Mansoor and Ali are interchangeable? Never mind, we already covered that in the show. Well, he's going to lose to Mansoor because Saudi Arabia is the only time they use Mansoor. I don't know why. You know what? Book a match between Lesnar and Cesaro. That's how he should be booked. He can lose that one, but at least he can show what he does with Mr. Most Days Off. Not sure what Lesnar would do the other 3 days of work for the year.
Mr. Most Days Off. Mr. Most Days Off. I love that.
That was amazing.
Oh,
Can I keep this?
I'm going to frame that, actually. Good God. All right.
Mr. Most
right here in
Days
the
Off.
comments hall. Put it right over there in the comments Hall of Fame.
that needs
Mike
to
was
be
spitting fire on paper. Tina did record her 1 minute warning. Has a little bit of fire to that as well.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to play that right now. Here we go. Tina, your 1 minute warning starts right now.
Well, my 1 minute warning. Yeah, I'm scrolling through Instagram. I get a promo or a ad video from Telemundo about Latina Fierce, and who is on the ad? The Bella Twins. And I don't have a problem with that because they are, half Mexican. But I do have a problem with the very first line. They say, "We're very proud to be Latinas, and we brought our Latina roots to the ring." That's the part where I was like, "Where? I have never seen that." I mean, somebody up there can maybe, confirm this. I have never seen them say, express, or show that they were even Latina in wrestling. I've heard them talk about being Italian, but nothing about being Hispanic or Latina. So I'm a little confused. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to speak Spanish. I'm cool with that. But if you're going to say that and it's not true, then I got a little issue. That is all. Thank you.
And that's what the Bells did this week with Tina.
Here we go.
Yeah. I mean, she's not wrong.
Nope. And I invite you to go out and check out that little Bella segment thing that she's talking about. She surprised me with that when I was coming back.
You'll get a good laugh.
Come back for Celebrity Fan Fest. It was crazy.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yes,
If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Let me put it to you this way. It's like me saying all the great things I've brought to my Japanese culture. And now you get it. And for the record, for those of you who don't get it, no, I am not Japanese in any way, shape, or form.
Have you done 23andMe yet?
Actually, no, but I do know that. But honestly, though, this is the God's honest truth. I actually am part Chinese on my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
So we actually have a picture of our ancestor who came to America from China.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
it's I'm thinking like 1/16th. I think. So I think it was my grandmother's grandfather. I think
Very cool.
came straight here from China. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
yeah. We have. I don't know where the picture is. I think it's somewhere in my dad's house.
Do you guys have anything to say for 1 minute warning, or are you guys pretty all talked out from the topic today?
Screw racism.
Boom! Tez's first 1 minute warning. Hashtag
bro.
screw.
I was gonna bring a power struggle, but we can wait till we're closer to that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm good this week actually.
You good this week? All right.
Yeah, the other like this, I think we talked out like
Yeah,
That would have been my 1 minute warning had it not been such a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I do have one I'm going to cover real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We are recording this on Monday, October 28th, 2019. Today is the 1-year anniversary of the Evolution pay-per-view. And the first pay-per-view that my wife and I allowed our daughter, who was 4 at the time, to stay up and watch because it was an entirely all-women's pay-per-view, was a great show. There's been a lot of tributes on social media about it. Of course, the Bayley superfan Izzy of NXT fame, who's now making a name for herself in wrestling and in some ways jiu-jitsu as well, making the trip to Nassau Coliseum to go to that show. Why I'm bringing this up is because where's Evolution? I said it then. I'll say it again now. It needs to be an annual show, especially if you're doing 2 all-male shows in Saudi Arabia a year. And I get it. NXT is getting an all-woman show. Not on a major event, not on a major pay-per-view, but more like a live event type house show thing. But great for them. I'm happy for them. But as a company as a whole, WWE, you need to have Evolution. Ronda Rousey did not sell that pay-per-view. The entire women's division sold that pay-per-view, and it needs to come back. Please bring back Evolution.
I mean, Ronda Rousey would have probably sold that pay-per-view if it wasn't the Bella Twins she was wrestling. And yes, I said twins.
Yeah.
Anyway, and if you're saying, no, she only wrestled, name which one she wrestled without looking it up on Wikipedia. I dare you. Name which one she faced without looking it up. None of you know the answer.
Yeah.
Don't even try to kid yourself. And the one person who doesn't, is literally the one person who knows the answer to that. Thanks, Daniel Bryan. I'm glad you watch our stuff. Anyway.
Or you're watching Total Divas and you're happy.
One of the two.
All right. Crown Jewel. What? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we know WWE enjoys that blood money.
Oh, yep.
I'm talking about Hitman. I've been playing that game over and over again.
Okay.
Of course, that's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
Agent 47. That's what I was thinking about,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, those games.
What else? What else were we actually talking about?
Yeah.
Crown Jewel is this Thursday, October 31st at 12 p.m. Central Time from the King Fahd International Stadium in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Of course, it will be on the WWE Network. You can let us know your thoughts on that. Let us know your thoughts on the Jordan Myles T-shirt controversy as well at CCG_WrestleCast. Subscribe to our Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel for more WrestleCast episodes.
This is probably the one show that I will intentionally miss and not at all rewatch on the network at all.
Okay. I will also be
don't
posting
bother.
soon. I was just at Celebrity Fan Fest Preview Con and got an interview with Kevin Sorbo and Helen Slater,
Oh, cool.
which is pretty amazing. Going to be posting those soon. I got to do a little bit of editing because the audio came out real low, but they were fun conversations. Sorbo's actually a pretty big sports fan too, so we got to talk about that as well.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's awesome.
and I actually got to shake hands. I'm bragging here. I got to shake hands with Brendan Fraser. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Pretty cool guy. It was a fun event.
Tommy.
I invite you to go check that out. We did already post the Brandon Routh and Helen Slater panel, which was pretty damn cool. So
Yeah.
go check it out. Next week we'll be recapping Crown Jewel and look at the calendar.
If we must.
Let me double check my calendar.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
I
we have
think
to
we
give-
are getting ready for.
We'll have to give a rating for that.
Full
Okay,
Gear.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it just to give a rating.
Let me
for
double
it.
check my calendar because I think we got
I
to.
think
Yep. we will also be previewing AEW Full Gear
I think
next
Power,
week.
I think Power Struggle will be that same week. Because Power Struggle is November the 3rd, so I'll probably bring that up a bit.
Next week.
Yeah,
That'll
because
be results.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, November 3rd, it will be results.
It'll be results.
That's
Yep.
this coming Sunday.
But we will be previewing Full Gear. That's going to be a hell of a show. We're looking forward to that.
Full Gear is going to be good.
Yes,
I'm
so
looking forward, I'm so looking forward to
Recapping
that.
Crown Jewel, that should be pretty short, and then previewing Full Gear. So that's on the tap for next week. Tez, great to have you on the
Yeah,
show.
man. Good to have you back.
It's been a good while.
You've been busy working, man.
Busy working with the
Yeah.
full-time job and getting back to writing more stories on the practitioner and finding ways to make shorter videos to put up on there. But it's been a good while. I've been enjoying the shows. I've been putting the shows that at least the shows that I know I'm on one of the playlist of the practitioner.
I've put the I put the
and I
ones
share
know.
all the other ones. And I
All
share
right.
the other ones too.
Appreciate that. So
No problem.
no, you want to say you want to come back for Survivor Series.
Yeah,
That's your big one.
I want to come back because Survivor Series has always been probably my favorite WWE pay-per-view, probably even a little more than WrestleMania, just because of some of the. I love the aspect of the elimination tag match, and I always love the fact that at least something screwy happens.
Yeah.
That may be good, or maybe like a good type of screwy, or. Like the good entertaining, like Austin get hit by a car and then Big Show being inserted in, and at the time that was pretty awesome.
That was.
Or something dumb like Roman having the title for like 15 minutes and then Sheamus comes in Like that was like a
That was so
that was
weird.
a stupid shot. And I'm someone who's I don't hate Roman Reigns, but I'm like, do something different with him. One and two, why did you do this and then just take it away? And don't get me into the Royal Rumble that followed up with that. That was also stupid. But but I love Survivor Series.
All right.
Yes, I want
We may be running with a 5-person team here, and I'll make it work. Trust me, I'll make it work. I'll get all of us here. That'll be fun.
Can't wait to see the logistics for that.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun. That's
Can't
gonna be
wait.
nuts. For the Countdown City WrestleCast, over here we got Tez.
Howdy.
This is Tommy,
See you guys later.
and I'm JC. ACH, we're in the corner. Go Spurs, go Titans, go Stros, and as always, pro wrestling is real. People are fake. See ya.
So if you want to subscribe to the channel, click right here.
And if you want to watch more WrestleCast videos, I got 3 words for you. Click right here.